Happy Sallah to all our Muslim friends and family. It's a brand new week on your view. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi, but as always, I have the ladies. Hello. Good morning. Barka de Sallah.
Barka de Sallah.
Nima is not here today because she's doing her Odun today, so she has refused to come on the show. So today is her day, so don't worry, we'll celebrate her. She's at home with her family.
As long as she compensates us with meat.
Exactly. Oh, she said she killed ram this year, so they're definitely bringing us ram. Maybe hopefully tomorrow. How are you doing?
Please, I like my own dry peppered ram meat. Dry. Please make sure you do it properly.
Ram is such an amazing meat. Goodness me.
It tastes good.
Tastes
it's so soft to chew. I mean, it's just the perfect meat to eat.
These girls are not serious.
How are you doing, Benjamin? How was your own Sallah yesterday? What did you do?
Sallah. On Friday was my event.
Oh, yes, congratulations!
Thank you. And it was successful. It was beyond my expectation.
Right.
Like, really, the turnout was great. We had to, a day before, I had to even bounce people that didn't register on time. And the facilitators were amazing. The sponsors were there. Like, everybody just, you know, there was so much grace. I didn't expect it that much. You know, but I'm just grateful to God. Yes, she was amazing. Yeah. She helped the teachers to change their mindset. They kept referring back to her speech. It was good. And Miriam was
getting very good.
I was wondering when you were going to say my name.
Like I was there too. Hello. Fantastic. Well done. How was it? What was your own review? Because I think I like your own reviews.
Okay, good. So I'm going to be honest. Really, it was fantastic. I love that the teachers were engaged. They were very grateful for it, but then it also showed me that these teachers, most of them are already doing a lot for their students, but they need things like this where they can be encouraged and more information and knowledge. So I think she's onto a good thing and she keep it up. Well done.
Because I thought I hadn't been in the classroom for 5 years.
This woman, when she teaches people, she's teaching small children. Hands akimbo and telling them what to do, but was really informative as well.
So loading parties, loading.
Parties? What kind of parties?
As in part 2 is loading?
Yeah,
yes.
Sure. We're going to stage.
Yes.
We're going to stage.
Okay, fantastic.
Toko was very good with self-confidence and just teaching them to be successful. You know, they really loved, everyone was fantastic.
All the other facilitators too.
Everybody.
Okay, so nobody went ram tripping yesterday? Nobody went salad tripping?
No.
I don't have Muslim friends. So.
Oh, much.
You people should share some of your friends with me.
Mariah has to tell us.
I was trying to share. I went to a lot of places, actually. I had 5 places to go to, but I only went to 3. I split the remaining 2. I'll go 1 to 1 today. I'm going to 2 tomorrow. You know, but I have family members that are Muslims. Like, my family Fuja. I was at my uncle's house, Alaji Waide Fuja, and Winshita. And it was nice as always. So
when you go like this,
and they see us on the show, and they did not think that
they should invite us.
Some takeaway ram.
Fuja is a big family, honey. If you want ram, you come.
Just go there.
You go there, you see. They will give you free of charge. But they can't be packaging. But now that you mentioned it, I'll tell Uncle maybe next year.
Next year. It's still Sallah.
No,
my
goodness. They're there to distribute.
So yesterday, I woke up to the sound of meh, meh, meh. My kids woke up. They were worried. What's going on? We went to check. My little boy was saying, "It's a baby ram. It's a baby car. It's a baby cow. It's a baby cow." I said, "No, it's a ram." We now went to church, came back, and we did not say ram.
Oh, ram was gone.
Even if I'm a bad neighbor, I know that might not be a very good neighbor, but at least this is a season to show love and sow seed. How can I hear the ram sound crying and I did not eat from this ram meat? I have still not had ram meat. Please, package it to my house. Package it to between TBC.
Me, I don't vex. I'm vexing because as a Christian, I have vexed. You know how many Muslims sent me ram? All my neighbors that are Muslims sent me ram. Christmas, I must kill ram. And I'm going to distribute to all the Muslims in my neighborhood. Because I am upset that I enjoy Sallah more than Christmas. I think I'm the only Christian I enjoy Sallah like this. You see, I still did a trip yesterday. So this Christmas, I have vexed. My hubby and I said, we must kill minimum. Okay, read you 2 ram. We must kill and then distribute to all the Muslims.
Book me. Just so if we don't eat it, finish. I'm still waiting. The children are waiting. Grandma.
All right, let's go on a break. Look at them looking at me. Quick, I didn't invite you. Camera, I didn't invite you. I'm inviting my neighbors. Let's go on a break. When we come back, it's Monday, right?
Yes.
Stay with us.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Let's talk about how beautiful Mariah.
Start with the nation. Jonathan's ex-aide senator linked to Iwu's 1.2 billion naira cash. Why power remain epileptic, says TCN. Tinubu seeks stronger nation. Core member whereabouts unknown. Government invade UI female hostel. Ajimobi lets civil servants explain missing cars. That's talking to the current governor. And Air Force hits Boko Haram fighters. Okay, let's start with this core member. That's a human interest story. What happened?
Yes, it is. She's actually 25 years old, and Cynthia Amarachi. She's 7 in Osun State, and she just went missing. She, according to the story, she went for the weekend in Lagos State to visit her parents, but then she didn't get home, and they couldn't tell her whereabouts. The mother kept calling her phone number. They found one in Kanu. They found another one in, I think, Osun Forest also, and they've been they've reported the case to the police in Lagos, to the police in Osun, but still, till now, we haven't, they haven't seen her. Really? So I just hope that they keep searching for her. But we didn't see that, you know, normally when there's a missing person, they have this on the television and newspapers, you know, publish her face and everything, so that...
So you will there... Sorry,
yes, so the former INEC chair.
Yeah, so detectives are trying to find out, you know, how monies that was transferred to Iwu's account. Professor Maurice Iwu, that's the former chairman of INEC, and it came to about 1.230 billion naira, and they're trying to see how it moved. And so they were able to find out that one of the aides of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, was the one that made he made the cash, a former senator of the Southwest played a role in the constitution, and he organized the constitutional, I think it was the constitution conference organized by president, and then that money it shows that money was transferred from BDC's into Iwu's account, and then monies were sent from Iwu's account into different accounts.
That was towards the 2015 elections.
Yes.
So they wanted, obviously, money was given to Iwu to disburse for the 2015 election, somehow
all those people that the monies were disbursed to had connections with INEC at the time. So it shows that there might have been some sort of compromise with Iwu.
But we'll see how that goes.
Investigation
is still ongoing, so we don't know for a fact now. The Punch. NULG has reported governors stealing local government funds, says NFIU. Sallah, Governor Sultan called for peaceful coexistence. 5 children die in Lagos fire incident. Women's corpse found in hotel. Top monarchs sue Fayemi over traditional council chair. Lekki strippers will make techno a scapegoat, says federal government. Senate fault, Enang denies 2.2 billion naira Ruga budget. And police hunt for Wadume, Kom Taraba Forest. Lots and lots of stories.
So let me take the human interest story.
Okay.
The 5 children that were killed in the fire. Yeah, so we remember we took the story, 5 children were left at home. Their mom left them at home. She said she left them in the, to be looked after by a lady called Suliat. Suliat was the one that locked them up and left, and they don't know where, where she went to. So the police are trying to investigate what happened to those children, how that fire started. And also we are taking a story last week of a woman who was found in a hotel who seemed to have been strangled, because the police said they found like different pieces of clothing around her neck. So it seemed like she was also strangled. And it's just to say that they're investigating these two.
Techno. So the Director General of the National Council of Arts and Culture, this is it's part of the Ministry of Information. His name is Segun Rosewe. He said that they are going to teach techno a lesson, and that based on the video, because you know there was he shot a video, and now he has officially released the video. The video is tagged Agege, and you have the 4 semi-nude ladies being sprayed money, and it's a 4-minute long video. And I'm wondering that this is still undergoing investigation, yet you went ahead to release the official video, and so they are going to deal with him, making him a scapegoat to emphasize the fact that the country does not permit this kind of things, and they will be dealt with. So we're waiting for what the judgment will be.
Major headline?
Yes, so the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, that's the NFIU, said they got a report that the local government employees had reported to the state governors that the state governors are siphoning money, taking the money meant for the local governments. They are finding new ways to steal that money. They are coming up with taxes, asking them to pay for certain things that are meant for the state governments to handle, things that the state government, under the purview of the state government. So they are warning now, the NFIU is warning the councils that those of them that are involved in that siphoning and stealing of the local government money will be in trouble.
Okay, we'll see that because this is on the back of the fact that the money is supposed to go directly to the local government. But now they say that the state governments are finding ways, creative ways to take that money. Okay, Nigerian Tribune pension fund swells to 9.1 trillion. 5 siblings die in Lagos incident. We talked about that. Banditry. Zamfara governor replaces sacked emir. Again, armed robbers break into female hostel in UI. Uncertainty over Obonobla's status as police seal of office. Ganduje bars district heads from Emir Sanusi's Dober. I'm ashamed of the Edo Assembly's crisis, says Oyegun, and I'm still in politics, but won't contest again, says Ladoja.
So Ganduje and Emir of Kano, it was said that the war between them deepens as Ganduje has asked all the head of districts to do their own Durban in their own community, as opposed to before everybody gathers to Emir Sanusi and it's a big fanfare. Everybody now must do theirs within their own locality. So it's going to be really toned down. And this is history.
Exactly.
It's historical to be a celebration they do every year back to back during Eid Al Fitr and during Eid Al Kabir. And now it's been. It's not going to be as big as before, and people are insinuating.
So I'm just saying that I hope that
drama.
Governor Ganduje knows that this will forever be attached to his name. I mean, sometimes that he should, you know, maybe he should think this through. It may just be that he's trying to hurt one person, but over the years, you know, history would recall a period like this.
What this reminds me of, because today we hold on to culture, tradition so much. But these are things that were manipulated by people. Exactly. Somebody just woke up because you're not happy with somebody, you change some kind of culture,
so
and
imagine
20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the line, they say all the districts do their double just because one governor had an issue with an area. So we now hold on to tradition as if, oh, our forefathers have been doing this for many, many years. You see how history is being made by your presence.
Yes.
Really sad.
Okay, I think
on to Daily Trust.
Yes, at the university.
We'll take somewhere else, okay. Sure. Moving on to Sallah on the Daily Sun. Sallah tragedy, 26 killed in Bauchi and Lagos. Sultan Wike, others greet Nigerians at Eid Al-Kabir. Nigeria faces serious security threat, declares Oyegun at 80. Coalition of Igbo groups convenes security summit in Owerri. And U.S. Ganduje Sanusi feud deepens. And again, gunmen attack students' hostels.
Yeah, so in University of Ibadan, the particular host, Abdusalam Abubakar Postgraduate Hall, was attacked by robbers on Sunday at about 2 a.m. So these robbers came, about 7 of them, tied up the security men who were watching that hall and proceeded to raid this female hostel. They took their phones, laptops, you know, and so many things. And we hear that this is not the first time that bandits are going into schools. I mean, we know of the Chibok girls and Dapchi girls, but now they're going into universities. And also, the security that we normally put around hostels like this, you know, they're not really security. They're just there to just watch whether you're going in or coming out. So it seems that the university needs to step up when it comes to security, because this is the new world that we live in.
University, I think it's across board. We need to just step up our security across. Moving on to Daily Trust, how 20 people, 80 animals died in Bauchi road accident. My government had best death profile compared to others, says Ajimobi. Kano government orders district heads to celebrate Durban in their own emirates. And Gambari advises the federal government to tackle factors responsible for conflicts. Who has a major headline?
So, sad story. 20 people died in an auto collision. It was a J5 and a vehicle carrying animals. So about 80 of those goats were also killed. 20 human beings lost their life. They were burnt to death. Wow. And they were coming in from Potiskum on their way to Bauchi. And the accident, they said, was due to reckless driving collision. They're going to be a mass burial. So the police said that they could identify 19 of them, but I'm wondering, why are we still having mass burial? These are human beings. There was a manifest and that their names were written down, but our heart goes out to the family during this season. Instead of just...
I mean, people would know that their family members are traveling.
So they should have given a few days for people to pick up.
But I can understand if they are Muslims, they may want to make sure that they are buried according to Muslim rites.
That's our heart to God, those have died. When we come back, we'll be celebrating all our Muslim viewers. We're inviting a sheikh to give us more interesting insights on the season. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday was the big celebration for the Muslim faithfuls, known as Eid Al-Kabir. Join us on the show to enlighten us more on the significance of Eid Al-Kabir. He's an Islamic scholar, Fatiu Qadr Muslim Organization of Nigeria, Mr. Habeeb Awofeso-Musa. Is that correct?
Yes, but he did not pronounce the organization very well.
Okay, what's the right pronunciation?
Fatiu Qadr Muslim Organization of Nigeria.
Fatiu Qadr Muslim Organization.
B.
Oh, the B. Yes. My script says Bill. Okay, thank you very much for correcting that. Okay, so you can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Every year we try to remind ourselves what the season is about, especially those who are non-Muslims. So I'll just for a refresher for those who don't know. What is the significance of this killing of ram? Because many Christians just know that they're killing ram, they have no idea, and they're eating ram. What exactly is the significance of this event?
Thank you very much. First, if you say that we come every year to remind, God says that we human beings, we are created as beings that forgets and know so. We are all forgetful. Right. We forget. Therefore, we need constant reminder. Okay. So that thing that we forget every day, every second, minute, hour, day, will come as something that will be in our memory. Okay. Now, to the question. Eid al-Kabir started with Prophet Abraham, known as Ibrahim, alayhi salatu wasalam. May God's blessing be on him. He was one that asked God for a child. He begged on God for a very long time. After begging on God, he was getting older. His wife, Sarah, too, was getting older. Got older and even gone beyond menopause. Right. Now, when the time came, Allah sent some angels. These angels, he sent them to go and destroy the people of Lut that were disobedient, that were practicing sodomy. And they were engaged in it. So as they were going, they stopped by in his place. If you check Quran 14, verse 11, Allah, these verses explain it. So when they got there, it was there they got the message through the angels that the wife, an old woman, will conceive, and he will be able to make her pregnant. Okay. So the story is very long. In a nutshell, the woman, Sarah, conceived and gave birth to a child. Okay. When he gave birth to a child, the child he gave birth to was what later on, Allah now says that child, after giving birth, then Allah now says that child is Ismail, given birth by Hajara, the slave woman of Sarah. Right. That woman, that child, that they have been long, can you imagine something you have been longing to have? Right. So you now get it at an old age. Right. Allah, the God now tells you that thing I've given you, use that child as a sacrifice. Right. So for him to be able to be obedient in the time of need, one of the greatest lessons of Eid al-Kabir is that it teaches us to be obedient in the face of tribulation, in the face of test. Okay. So he used that opportunity. He never thought it that, this thing...
Because of time. So eventually, God gave him a ram instead of the child.
So yes, the ram was used to replace the child, now, Ismail.
Okay, let me come to Virgil.
Okay, so I know that this is the Feast of Sacrifice, like you've tried to explain. And the meat that is being sacrificed now is divided into 3 parts. Yes. You have one for the needy, you have one for the relatives, and you have one for friends and family. So what's the significance of that sharing?
The significance in sharing, is to let it go around. As we have said, first, when you slaughter a ram, God says in the Quran, in Quran 22, verse 37, and it says, neither their flesh nor their blood shall reach Allah. That Allah is not interested in the flesh, nor the blood.
Right.
But it is the piety that the one slaughtering it uses in slaughtering the ram. That is after. Now, when you now slaughter, mind you, in Ramadan, there's a project that Islam has brought for the downtrodden. At least the Sadaqat al-Fitri, given to those before, those that did not, that don't have much. Because there's a difference between the poor and the needy. Not all poor.
And needy.
There are some people that are very poor, but they can't go begging. Al-Fuqara'u and Al-Miskin. And there are some, they can't endure the pangs of hunger. They will go begging. Now, the Quran explains it. Now, those people that are amongst you or in your neighborhood that do not have, during Ramadan, we give to them before we go for Eid. They will have gotten it before, so that apprehension that what will we eat when we come back from it will have already been erased. Now, so the same thing is now repeated in the Eid Al-Kabir, that those that do not have, when you slaughter, you take one share, one. The second one, you give to your neighbors or relatives. The third one, those that do not, at the downtrodden. Now, the spirit that this thing does is that it makes everybody to be as if you have slaughtered the ram. Because
this is
love and sharing.
This is such a powerful message, especially at a time like this, where in Nigeria we tend to be divided along religious lines. And here in the Quran, does it state that they must be Muslims that you share these things to? It just states that they have to be poor and they have to be needy. So it shows that, as you said, love. I would like you to maybe talk more about what it means in Nigeria today. A lot of people will be saying we cannot eat the food. It's not, you know, we're not Muslims or we're not Christians.
Well, they don't even share.
Yeah, or they don't share. Well, your word is different. Right. But what I'm just trying to say is that what is the message of love? This is a message of love, and maybe if they hear it from you, they would know that in the Quran.
To God be the glory. The era or this period of Eid al-Kabir, as for, let me just say it, it has come to, we have the political significance, we have the economical significance, the social significance, as well as the religious significance. Let me now say politically. Yesterday, you have just read it. The president, the governors, they all gave goodwill messages. By then, some people that have it in their mind to perpetrate evil will think twice. That is the political message, which Eid al-Kabir is doing, and all festival. Now, the economical aspect, the buyers, they will have to look for the money to wanting to buy. The sellers, they will go, they smile to the bank because they will make money. Yes, be it marketers.
Let me pause you for a second. Mr. Alaji Jim, I've been waiting for a while. Are you there, sir? Jim, are you there? Oh, sorry, we lost that call. Go ahead, sir. Economic?
The economic aspect, the buyers, the sellers went to the bank. The buyers, they have to give them money. Now the social aspect, which concerns each and every one of us. You are talking about how you went to meet one Alaji, and you are Mariah Brown, a Christian. My own sister, my immediate senior sister, is Christian. She was in our house yesterday with her husband to come and enjoy. Yeah, because you have to felicitate together. Right. There's love in share, because Islam says that your neighbor, listen, said that your neighbor 40 houses on your right, 40 houses on your left, next 40 houses in the front, 40 houses behind you, they are your neighbors. Let me ask you a question. May God not let evil befall us. If anything happens at night, are you going to call that one that is in Ibadan? Or where to come? No. This your neighbor that will, if a woman is pregnant.
Okay, let me also dispel some certain myths. Some Christians believe that this is very ignorant, but I have to say it because people say it, that there are certain incantations that are said over the ram before you slaughter it. Me, I know better, but for those who believe that it is incantation, could you tell us what exactly that is spoken once the ram is being killed? Could you tell us the meaning in English?
Thank you very much. It's very simple. It is what those in the abattoirs, if you go to the abattoirs, they are not affairs. They are not learned.
Right.
They are not Islamic gurus. They just got that simple thing. Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. Bismillah means in the name of God. Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest.
Simple.
So it's a prayer over the meat.
So that is what...
Yeah, I've been hearing that incantation for a long time.
It is
Not incantation, it's a prayer.
Oh, I hear that they say incantations for a long time, but I still eat it. I just satisfy
So
it.
even the cow you eat every single day that has been slaughtered in the abattoir, that's how it's been butchered. So if you think that it is ram that they are saying this...
People are saying it out of ignorance.
Yes.
And the Prophet says that, the Prophet, may the peace and blessing of God be upon him, says that knowledge is what is lost in the hands of my followers.
Let me take this call. Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Thanks for calling. Barka Sallah, Mr. Peter.
Okay.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
First time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. My question goes to the Sheikh. In the process of the Ramadan, that they have to, I think the significant part of it is for them to slaughter and also share for people, for them to atone their sins. What is the main message that we make people to believe that this that they are doing is carrying the message of love and unity that we bind other religions together?
Okay, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Yes.
But is it to atone for sin? Is that correct?
It's not to atone for sin, but as a sign, because first, everybody is a sinner. I am a sinner, you are a sinner. Everybody sins. But the main essence, just as the Quran says, is that neither the flesh nor the blood shall reach Allah, but it is your piety that reaches him. Thus as he subjugated them to you, so that you should glorify him for the guidance he has given unto you, and give glad tidings to those that does good.
Right.
The Quran.
Let me go on a break on that. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Take more calls on Twitch. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Toko, let me let you go.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so our president gave a speech, obviously, to commemorate the event today. And he said something very critical, that there are lots of extremist ideals out there that are totally alien from the actual essence of Islam, which is peace. A lot of people misconstrue the essence of Islam. I'd like you to use this opportunity to reiterate what our president was trying to explain to us. Are there elements of extremism within the Quran? Are there things that people read that make them exude hate across the Quran? Help us understand. What is it? Is it that the Quran says that, or is there someone that is adding something to the Quran that is not supposed to be there? What exactly is the situation, please?
People tend to go out of the tenets of Islam. Like what some sect does in the north or wherever, saying that if someone does anything, they want to slaughter the person, they will now say, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and they will now slaughter.
A human being.
Wow. He who does it is in trouble because that soul, even if it is even wrong for someone to think of suicide. You know, someone that has the soul, he thinks that soul belongs. No, the soul, you are just a vicegerent. You are just like a gate man. The house does not belong to you, that you are just in charge. Now, whoever does that, he has sinned against God. Now, all the atrocities, the sins committed by that person you killed, you will be the one that will bear the burden on the day of reckoning. Our religion has never, in any way, taught us to be violent. Let me even state that even to kill an ordinary animal, our religion has taught us how to kill it with piety and kindness. Even if you want, take for example, a snail. If you want to eat a snail now, some people, they will put water onto the bowl, and they will now put the snail and cover it. That water, when it was in there, the water was cool. All of a sudden, the temperature was changing. That is punishment, because you made the snake believe that it has come to enjoy. Not knowing that it is in for death. Our religion said that if you want to kill snail, you have to make the water hot, so that once you drop the snail in there, it dies instantly. So that for our religion to now emphasize that on an animal, how much more
a human being.
So, President, I'm happy about the example you gave, and I think we need to have more platforms where people can hear the genuine, true message of what Islam should be. Because President said that when any Muslim hears a message that involves violence, you should know that it's not Islamic. Why do we have to wait for occasions like this, maybe when we're doing Eid Al-Kabir or Eid Al-Fitr, for us to push this message? Why are we not seeing that forthright, consistent message going out there, changing the narrative that people have? Sadly, it is being painted negative, and I know that it's not, but we now have that as a case. What is your organization, and how are you engaging other organizations to come as a united front to confront the extremist Muslims?
Thank you very much. Let me go back to what Mariam said when we started. So that because everybody knows how Muslim does it, how the laws of Ilayah and everything. But as a reminder, we are all human beings. And I said it, God created us as people that forget. Now God says that we should obey him, Atiullah, obey him, obey his prophet, and obey those in authority. Those in authority, if they are within the confines of Allah's laws, wherever your leader has gone out of it, you don't go out of it. Don't follow him. Now our own society, Al-Fatih Qarib Muslim Organization, we have a session where we train and teach children every day.
Let me take this call from Kola. Kola, are you there? Hello, Kola. Oh, we lost that call. Okay.
Yes, I wanted to ask that are you open to other religious people who want to know more about Islam? Because I know that in every religion there are black sheep that paint that religion bad. Even in Christianity, we have people who are doing charms and using occult to do miracles. And so people will sit back and say, I don't trust this religion because of this. And that is what has happened with Islam. For any time we see a Muslim, we attribute them to people that are naturally violent because of what we've heard. And when you were seated here, I had a conversation with you. I said, I want to get the copy of the Quran because I want to understand you people. So are you open to others who want to understand your religion that would help us in general?
Thank you very much. The world is a global village. Gone are the eras where you say you could not learn about something, about anything. Any knowledge one wants to learn, log onto the internet and you get it there. Even the Quran.
Nima is against internet research on Islam because if she feels that a lot of the information can be verified and sometimes what you will read as a tenet of Islam is actually not even in the Quran.
Thank you very much. Let me now, what she said, it is true because we have people that people that mix it out of the point. They make it, they exaggerate. Some of the time the facts are not up to or excesses. Now, when you now get something on internet, let's assume that you read something on internet, you now look for a scholar.
Confirm, get right.
Our organization, Al-Fatih Qarib Muslim, we are in the heart of Lagos, Ikeja, to be precise. And we are in all over Nigeria.
Yes.
So if you want to know more about anybody,
Okay.
just call
We have to
Please, I
round up,
want to
unfortunately, but there's one last myth I'd like you to dispel. This issue that when you kill somebody, you get 70 virgins. That's what the extremists say. What's that about? Where did that come from?
It is an abnormality.
Jesus.
There is nothing
Like that.
like that in Islam. It is not in the Quran and it is not in the Hadith.
So where are they getting this from? Why do we have so many people falling for this lie? Apparently,
Let
falling
me
for
tell
the
you,
lie.
just like the Shia, it is a dogmatic. You know, when you want to, if I want to say something, I have to paint it in the way that if I said something, I have to paint it in the way that in the Shia now, there is something that they do which people fall into. They call it muta. That if you marry today, within the next hour or the next day, you can change and take another one. And this is where you have, and Islam is against that. So where you have people, they paint Islam black. They paint people black.
They twist the words.
No, and so they will give you what they will have studied you. When they study you, they will have known your orientation, your understanding. They will not give you something that when they paint it for you, you will buy it.
Oh, unfortunately, we have to run off. Gosh, I wish we could spend more time with you. So I want to learn about the Mecca, going for Hajj, the whole work, the significance. There's so much to talk to you about. So we're bringing you often.
No problem.
To enlighten us, because people need information.
And I'm giving you an open invitation to our association, part of Karib.
All right, don't worry.
FOC free of charge.
All right, unfortunately, that's what we can take on this. When we come back, our co-host will join us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Recently, a Portuguese man, Pedro Hipolito, recently said that honest Nigerians have no chance of having a good life. In his words, actually, he says, one of the greatest challenges of development in our country is that as the playing field gets more sophisticated, the ones that don't develop themselves fast enough are left behind. Do you agree with that? Joining us on the show is our own friend and co-host with us, Ola. Welcome to the show.
Please, may you give us your full name?
Journalist Olaedo Mbiwe. Yes, I was trying to get it. Olaedo Mbiwe.
That's how I do it when I'm reading the network news.
Yeah. Good to have you. Where are you from?
Gold. That's Wura.
Wura.
I'm from Abia State.
Actually. You know, you told me Ola. I thought you're Yoruba. Do you get that a lot? People thinking that you're Yoruba.
Yes, and then I just say to them, it's Ola Wura.
But you speak Yoruba friendly?
Fluent.
Oh, wow. Born and raised in Lagos?
Apparently, I was privileged to attend the Unity School. Federal Government Girls College, Akure. It was our advantage back in the day that, to our advantage, that children were sent to schools around the country, away from your comfort zone.
Yes.
To learn how to, adapt to other people's cultures. So I was taught to read and write Yoruba.
Fantastic.
So as it is, I can say the
alphabet.
A-B-D-A-F-A-G.
All the way. Fantastic. Good to have you on the show. Now, going to the topic we're talking about, do you agree that honest Nigerians have a tough time? Because people try to do things right, but realize that you're a minority. The host of Nigerians are the ones doing it illegally, and it's the accepted way of doing things. But the few Nigerians who try to be honest sometimes find like there are just very few of them, and they don't have enough support. Do you agree, or is that just some kind of a cliche? Let me start with you.
Okay, there used to be a time I would have just completely disagreed with you. Like, no, there are just a few bad eggs and the whole of Nigeria is not bad. But I have seen a few things, in simple things, really, that makes me question my belief that maybe I'm wondering, are most Nigerians bad? So I'll give you small examples. I'm teaching my children in the car, about stopping at the traffic lights. And then cars zoom past us. And my children are looking shocked, like, why are they doing that? I have to explain to them. I said, there are some Nigerians that are not well behaved, but then you're the only car by the traffic light stop, and then everyone else is going past you. And I'm wondering what my child is thinking, that, is mommy stupid? Yeah, mommy's slow, you know? So it's in those little things. In the big things, I feel that, okay, maybe there are more honest Nigerians, and then, but you have those bad eggs. But then, in these little things, you go, you give money to somebody, they're supposed to give you change, they hold on to your change, and it happens every day. I don't want to say that my whole country is bad.
This kind of system.
So for me, we've institutionalized this corruption in every form, and so people that cut corners are seen as being smart, and everybody wants to be smart, and we've seen that those that cut corners prosper. So what's the use of you, which is what he's saying. But the one that really touched me from his all his tweets, which that was a form with which he pushed the message, was the one of the country has developed, but people are unable to catch into that development and unable to benefit from it. And that's a fact, because I see some job descriptions, people sending interview opportunities to me. When I push it to the people I know looking for work, they don't have the skill sets. And the opportunities are here, but they don't have the skills. And not because they did not go to school, but the skills they have are not relevant to the jobs available. So I now ask, what do you want to do? They want to become an entrepreneur. They want to become a makeup artist. And I'm like, see, there are jobs out there. You just don't have the skills to meet it. Why don't you upgrade your skills and get there? But we don't have the platform. So academically, we are not equipping our people to smartly take advantage of the opportunities around. So they are now resorting to Yahoo, which he said we shouldn't call Yahoo, just call it criminal. They are criminal internet fraudsters, and they shouldn't be encouraged in any way.
Let me come to you, Ola. What are your thoughts on this?
It brings my mind to the fact that we need to reintroduce values into the country. That's taken it from what she said, where you make a child understand the meaning of the word integrity and live it. As in, I am doing this because I think this is the right thing to do. I'm doing this because, you know, I have a name to protect, so to speak. Now, my daughter, for instance, adopted daughter, would say, she calls me Auntie Mommy, Lillian. And she'll say, Auntie Mommy, she's always doing things the right way. And if she was to take an exam and people were copying from each other, and you say, Auntie Mommy, copy, she'd say, no, I'll do it the right way. Now, doing it the right way also means learning the ropes, acquiring skills, not cutting corners. That's part of the value I'm talking about. Okay,
let me share a story with you, because I used to work in a company, and I just tried to not say exactly how it is, so people don't know what I'm talking about. But I was handling an account for a church. I think I've shared this story before. For a church. And the account was such that I was liaising with the head of the big church, the pastor's PA. She gave me the job. I did the job. And she paid me in full, and I was done. I don't know what happened between her and the pastor, but the pastor then called me and expected me to, because I think she defrauded the church and collected more money. So I'm like, I think they paid me 90,000. Maybe she got about 300,000 naira from the church. So the pastor called me and said, Mariah, I'm only going to ask you this question once. My name is XYZ pastor from this church. I'm only going to ask you once. How much did we pay you for this job? And that second, I got a text from my other phone at that moment saying, please say you collected 360,000 right there.
No.
I took a deep breath. I was that few seconds of, okay, do I back her up or do I tell the truth? I told the truth and she got fired.
Okay.
Now, yes, and of course, after that day, she oh, goodness, all hell, I'm the devil. And people now say, accusing them, you can at least protect her job now. People accused me of making that girl lose her job. That goes back to integrity. When anybody's looking, what do you do?
Mariah, you know...
Sorry, and most important, being thorough. Do it as if... That also goes to Christianity. It's not just about being in the church and all of that, making the pastor happy with you. When you're in your bathroom, do the right thing like God is watching you. When you're in your kitchen, you're cooking. When you're done, wash up the pots. You know,
we're talking about system, so we're talking about the system in Nigeria.
If you're in the office, as a much younger staff, they used to call me Eswama, because I'll come to the office with my broom. I'll come to the office with my duster. Apparently, I have OCD. So that's supposed to be a mental disorder, obsessive compulsive. I like cleaning. I like everything to be in order. And so when I come to the office, I'm like, why will anybody eat groundnuts and, you know, scatter? Please. And so when I'm coming, everybody says, oh, OCD is coming. You know, so do the right thing.
For me, is, I remember growing up, we were taught to go to school, get a good grade so that you get a job. And the parents at that time were parents who were content with what they had. You could just have a car, you could stay in a rented apartment, you are able to feed 3 square meals, you're able to send your children to the best schools, which were more like state schools, federal schools, boarding house, and all of that. And they were content. That was how we were brought up. But things started changing when people noticed that our leaders were looting money to protect their great-grandchildren. And so the class, is it strata you call it now, the divide was so wide. It was so wide that there was no middle class anymore. It was just either you're poor or you're rich. And then people started, people started, okay, since my leaders are doing this, I have to protect myself. And even in companies, I remember my father-in-law always said, you know, he used to be a bank manager. And when he hears the kind of money flying around in that sector, right now, he said, we were not paid that amount of money. He left the job with just a car. You know, he had nothing more than that.
Okay, we have to go on a break, because I want us to go back to what this Portuguese man said, which was very profound, that we're getting quite sophisticated. The Nigerians today, are they ready for that sophistication? Do you agree that we're getting that sophisticated? I don't know. I don't understand that sophistication. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, still on this issue of sophistication, I mean, he said that Nigerians are not ready for the sophistication. I don't agree with that.
So, I had a chat with a man that works with Microsoft, and he was telling me that the job of the future is data analyst. And he kept saying, it's a data analysis, that because there is big data, and companies and international companies are looking for what is what is the demography of Nigeria? What do they like? What are they doing? They want someone that can analyze the voting pattern, analyze their spending pattern, and we don't have enough people on ground that can do it. So they bring in people. It's like everywhere you go to, if you say you can.
Intelligence.
She also advertised a UN job. What did they want? Data analyst. So we don't have it as a course in Nigeria. So when we say sophistication, we're still looking for doctor, lawyer, biz admin, and all of that. You are far from it. Then when you finish doing biz admin, you now become makeup artist, hairstylist, fashion designer. You are far from it because there is money. But it is in a specific field that requires you just thinking, researching, and studying.
You know what? Okay, talking about data analysts, I'm quite surprised because yesterday my younger brother came and met me and said, you see these 2 weekends I haven't been at home. And a few of my friends have started a training thing for people where we teach them about analyzing data. So for you to say this, I'm like, these young ones are way ahead of us. And I had to ask him, what exactly are you teaching them? And he says, no, you just call a group of people and they teach them to, once they get data from their work or whatever businesses that they're doing, how to put them in pie charts and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, amazing. So the thing is, what he's saying is that is it modernism? There's something happening. The world is changing and it's geared probably mostly towards computers, data, and things like that. And to be honest, a lot of we even have Nigerians right now who cannot use some phones. You know, they are stuck to the regular, they're stuck to the regular way of doing things. But the problem, I think, is not the Nigerian person alone. Yes, you need to push yourself, but then some people do not even know what it is that they are missing. So if you're saying that the world is getting sophisticated and Nigerians are not keying into it, it's because really it also comes from a society where there's nothing that has been placed, you know, to help you, there's no structure to help, to push you and help you key into the sophistication.
Well, if I'm to take it from the Portuguese man, he talked about skills. And there was something you said about makeup and all that. That's a skill. So it's diversified in the sense that we need to upgrade ourselves on a regular basis, away from just having your certificate. Just keep improving yourself. So with regards to sophistication, gadgets keep coming out every now and then.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Also said,
Don't stay in a place.
He also implied that honest Nigerians can't live a good life. Is that correct? Do you agree?
Well,
We are honest in this country.
that's because of the cutting corner aspect of people being smart and getting to what we think is success. But in the real sense, dedication is part of being honest. Being thorough is part of being honest. And if you're doing that, you're acquiring the skill, you're getting better, you're mastering your skill. After a while, you will become...
So honest Nigerians don't make money fast.
Let me take this
Don't
call,
make
then I'll come
money
to
They
you.
won't make it fast,
But they will get there.
They will get there.
Okay, let me come to you.
There will be reference
I
points,
think,
sorry.
Sorry, I call this holding. Hello, are you still there? Hello? Hezekiah, are you still there?
Had a strong biblical name.
Hezekiah, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
You're live.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm hearing you.
Go ahead. Okay.
I think success is relative.
Exactly.
You know, what you define as success is different from what this person defines as success.
Exactly.
I may want to just have a normal life, have a car, have 2 cars. You know,
That's not normal.
hold on. Have a car or have 2 cars, have my children go to the best schools, have this and have that, and I'm content. Another person may want to build an empire at the same time and employ a lot of people to work for them. So it depends on what you call success. But if you're honest and you're good at what you do, so excellence is a habit. You need to apply excellence. Someday, somebody out there who needs your skill will come to you. Now, about upgrading skills, because we're actually in the jet age right now, the 21st century, it has to go back to our teaching, the way we teach the children in class. We don't emphasize on critical thinking skills. We don't emphasize that. And because our curriculum is lacking, I really do not know what we can do as a government in that regard, but we need to start looking into it.
Okay.
Take it up. Looking into
All right.
it.
Now, let's flip the script a bit. We have 2 tweets?
Yes, a
Please
few
go ahead.
tweets. So Mr. PJ, comedian, says, it's good to do the right thing and be honest in business and work, but it can be frustrating when you see people who you know are dubious, making it and hammering, but you're not with your honesty. But in the end, a good name is better, Sha.
So it's holistic. That's why first thing I said was that the honest Nigerian would make money. It won't make it fast. And because we see everybody profiting from wrong and ill-gotten wealth, shouldn't make us, we mustn't feel uncomfortable with our slow and steady journey. But a lot of Nigerians I talk to, they feel like if it hasn't happened, and I know Mariah for many years would always tell us here that this should, the team was different, the team has changed, and we should be in a hurry. Calm down. It will come with time, and we must learn to calm down and not be in a hurry to fly when we haven't crawled yet.
You know, I shared recently that, in fact, just yesterday, when we were talking yesterday, I saw my husband. He was reminding me, he was like, wait, Mariah, you always say your father didn't leave you anything. But that name that your father left you is really important too.
Yeah.
Now, but does that hold sway today?
It does.
Leaving a good name for your family, for your children. Is it because the truth is that children they don't want to hear name. They are making their own name.
Yes.
They want the money.
There's a lot of greed, Mariah. That's the problem.
Let's be realistic. Yeah. We all know good name is better than Fadaka. They've told us that since children. But as of 2019, do you agree with that statement? That good name is more important than the money you're going to leave behind for your child? Let me ask you that question.
That's my orientation, so I'm not going to go away from it. I really believe in people having value for themselves. You know, integrity. Yes.
Good name, as in a good name.
It's priceless.
Good name is better.
There's something that also comes with it. People think, most people just believe that if you have a lot of money, you're happy. You hear stories of people, when you finally get close to people that have a lot of money and hear some of the things that they are dealing with. You know, sometimes in your own lack, you're like, thank God I do not have to deal with this. At least I have peace of mind. But there's this thing that they say, so usually especially when you are the one that's come from a place of lack and saying, I don't have money, but thank God I have peace. They would make fun of you and said, well, a blind man doesn't have eyes. He says, the eye is smelling. But the truth is that there are people going through stuff who have a lot of money and it does not mean happiness. So if the good name gives you happiness, that is long-lasting. It is better than silver or gold.
Let me take this call from Bimbo. Are you still there, Bimbo?
Well, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Recently, I think there was a submit of something recently in Lagos State, and they showed the most soft words or matters on Google, and it's so alarming. The kind.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
I wanted to say that, I wanted to flip what Miriam just said. We've talked about this severally here, that happiness is a choice. And it's not only the rich people who have things that they go through. We have poor people who do not have rest of mind. The most important thing is make sure that that wealth you are getting it through honest means. You are getting it through hard work. I've seen rich people who worked hard for what they have, who built businesses, who are happy. They sleep with their eyes closed because they've not stolen from anybody. They are not owing anybody. It's genuine. So even if, because not everybody wants the average life. I want to be wealthy. I want to be able to employ people. I want to be able to serve humanity. I cannot do that from a place of poverty. I need to get rich. But in as much as I'm seeking for riches and praying that riches come seek for me, I'm trying as much as possible to go through the honest way.
Well, it's the challenge of our society. We live in a society that has made it seem like until you become rich, before you're comfortable. Do you understand? You're also, because there are in developed countries, a security man has power 24/7, has access to good health care. So there's no need to go and steal and lie. But when in our country, before you can have access to basic amenities, you have to be extremely rich is the problem. We must take away this strife for the basic level. Because once we can sort out that, people will become more relaxed in aspiring for more.
I'll come to you.
Let me come to you.
Let me go on a quick break. I'll come back to you now. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Unfortunately, I have to wrap up. Let me just let you have the final word. So what are your general thoughts on
General thoughts. I really don't believe it has to be slow for you to succeed. You, in some cases, after acquiring experiences in little pockets of places, you can have a foresight not to reinvent the wheel. You know exactly where to cut appropriately and move on. That's one. I have the God factor thing in me. And one of my favorite stories in the Bible remains that of Joseph. He went through all those trials as a young man. He didn't get old before becoming prime minister. Nope.
But he went through trials.
He went through trials. And I love that particular portion where he said no to Potiphar's wife. That's honesty. He got into trouble and was thrown into jail for what he didn't do. He could have cut corners and slept with her. He chose not to. Now, the God factor, time and chance. The right time, he was made prime minister. And he was able to lead, his people.
So fantastic. I think we can end on that. Thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. Honesty, obviously, is really important. Patience for the right time. Because as long as you're patient, the right thing will always come to you. Always come to you.
Press down, shaken
together. It has never failed me. Suru has never failed me.
Larry.
Yeah, that's your place. Welcome to Sallah to Muslim brothers and sisters here. Please, we are still waiting for Ram.
Please leave it tomorrow.
We are waiting for Ram. Tomorrow, we are here. We are ground. We're full ground. Happy fabulous. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.